What's up? Good to see you. You're not going to believe this. Tom wants a truce. We're making some progress here. And what I'm talking about, in case you're just kind of getting in here, is I am breaking through the myths. I'm crushing the lies involved around the supposed golden era Les Pauls. And in doing that, Tom has stepped up to the plate and said, look, I'm going to defend these guitars. I think they're great, which would be fine, except the dude's psychotic. It'd be great if we were actually getting in a discussion about the guitars, but the dude is a psychopath. All right. And you didn't watch my last video. I'm going to put a description because it clearly shows his psychotic nature. But this one, this one's good. Spoiler alert, no pit bulls in dirt rings with beef, and no seedy truck stops and porn shops with truckers on coke. But the delusions, man, this dude is just filled with delusions. And I'm going to go into them in this video he just put up. Okay. And in this video, he is kind of calmly explaining these things. And this is the most scary part. This is the most scary part. The way he can just calmly sit there and lie to you. The way he can just calmly sit there and just tell you lie after lie after lie. And I'm going to prove their lies. Okay? Yeah. I mean, this is it. This guy will sit there and lie to you, tell you whatever he wants you to hear, get you to believe whatever he wants you to believe, so he can kill you, so he can hurt you. Tom ain't that much far off. He will just lie and lie and lie. And Tom, you can't lie to me, buddy. I don't put up with it. I don't deal with it. I don't like it. Okay? So we're going to stop the lying and we're going to get down to the case at hand, which is your 1958, your 1959, your 60 Les Paul. Ain't all that. It's not the greatest guitar ever made. Okay? And that's my argument. That's my argument, people. This is my argument. That a 1958, a 1959, and a 1960 guitar are not the best guitars ever made by Gibson. They are the greatest guitar. I'm saying they're not the greatest guitars ever. I'm saying they're not the greatest guitars ever built in the history of Gibson. Okay? But people like Tom are. But he doesn't offer any real rational argument as to why. Listen to what he says here. Listen to what he says.
Because when I started looking at the comments on this guy's channel, it hit me. I've been innocently coming at this like it's about the guitar.
You heard him, right? You heard the guy. I've been innocently coming at this like it's about the guitar. Okay, Tom. Okay, Tom. Noted. Here's one way he innocently came at it, because it's about the guitar. Hold on. Let me make sure I got this right, Tom. Hold on.
And the reason I decided I'm going to stop arguing with people about this stuff because when I started looking at the comments on this guy's channel, it hit me. I've been innocently coming at this like it's about the guitar.
He's been innocently coming at this like it's about the guitar. In other words, like, I am completely innocent. I'm just talking about the guitar, guys. That's all. I'm Tom Bukovac. That's all I'm doing. This is why he's psycho. This is why he's psycho. Look at this. How is this innocently coming at this about the guitar. So can I bring up a real question? Does it even matter that the guitar you play when you play as terribly as you do? Does it even matter what guitar you play when you play as terribly as you do? So it's all about the guitar, right, Tom? It's all about the guitar, right, Tom? And then you make a comment on how terrible my playing is. How is that about a 1959 60 guitar? How is that about the guitar? You're saying I play terribly. Can we, Tom? Why don't you play us some blues in E?
So yeah, playing some blues in E there for you.
Tom, he keeps going in this thing. He keeps going. And on this one, let's see here. Listen to this one. Listen to this one here. Just a short while later here, 1458.
And the ones that I have, but I felt it's a duty of mine to educate younger people about how amazing these instruments are, right?
So now he's defending this guitar because he thinks it's his duty to defend these guitars to younger people, right? So now, how does he defend the guitar to a young person? Gus, honey, how would anyone ever know about your setup when you don't ever do any actual gigs or sessions? I mean, can you see the disconnect, people? Can you see the disconnect here? The disconnect, the smile, and then he's going to kill you. The disconnect. Yeah, I'm trying. It's my duty to defend these guitars so I can educate younger people about the guitars. Okay, Tom, educate us about the guitars. Gus, honey, how would anyone ever know about your setup when you don't ever do any actual gigs or sessions? How how exactly is that educating young people about a guitar? Someone want to explain that? Tom, can you explain that to me? I mean, can you try to explain it? Well, can you play us some blues in E then?
So yeah, playing some blues in E there for you.
All right. Anyway, so he goes on. There's more. Trust. There's a lot more. Trust me. This is he keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into this hole. But I got to tell you, Thomas finally admitted that the tone pot myth is not true. Finally got Tom to admit that the tone pot myth is not true. Let's see if we can bring that up. Here we go. I agree with you that it's a ridiculous concept. I agree with you that a tone pot, moisture in a tone pot, is a ridiculous concept. So now, Tom, first of all, we got to do two things here. He starts us off by saying, Gus, honey. He's talking to me. Okay. Tom, when you're talking to grown men, you don't generally use the word honey. Okay. I don't know if your father ever told you that. My father told me when you're talking to other men, you don't use the word honey. Okay. And Tom, when you're using this word like you use it, and I want all my fellow homeschoolers to know, okay, that I find it very offensive. Okay. And the reason why is because Tom is using this in a way of like a little kid that would be that would hit, you're fixing your car engine, right? You're out there working on your car engine, your 69 Camaro. Your kid comes walking up with a screwdriver in his hand, and he goes, uh, I'm going to rebuild the engine. And you go, oh, that's so cute, honey. Oh, honey, yeah, you could help me rebuild the engine. Sure. That's how he's using it. It's disingenuous, it's condescending, it's patronizing, it's belittling, and it's really sickening, Tom. It's really sickening the way you use the word honey when you're talking to other grown men. So that's number one. We're going to try to get you to stop doing that, because it's also embarrassing to you. You don't know how embarrassing it is for you. It's not good, Tom. Not good. So the next thing we're going to try to do is get him to tell Jason that moisture in tone pots is not good. He's finally admitted moisture in tone pots is not good, people. We're making some progress with Tom. We're breaking through the American psycho veneer to try to get into the real story here. Now, there's more. There's more in this video. There's a couple more points. Now, I'm not even covering them all here. Okay. I'm just doing these in little bite-sized segments because, believe me, I could dedicate an hour to trying to get in the psychotic mind of one Tom Bukovac. Believe me, we could go deep. This dude's psychosis is so deep that we could go deep just trying to figure it out. I could go on for an hour probably just on one little phrase he puts forward here. Let's see here, 1633.
I should have known that earlier. I should have realized that earlier. I mean, I was coming at it like arguing about the guitar.
Here he goes again. So you notice it all in all these examples, he's innocent. He's not doing anything. He's coming at this like, I'm arguing about the guitar. I'm arguing about the guitar. That's all I'm doing. Listen to this one. Here's his argument about the guitar. Tom, here's my argument. The 1958 and 59 and 60 are not the golden era of guitars. They're not the best guitar ever made. They're not the best sounding guitar ever made. What do you say? Thanks for chiming in about that. But this toxic little baby channel of 800 losers isn't big enough to ruin anyone's reputation. You guys should be real proud of this little tard pack you have assembled here, though. In its own poisonous way, it's almost as entertaining as the gear page. Okay, Tom, so I'm saying these guitars don't sound good. I'm saying this 58, 59, 60 is not the greatest guitar ever made. And you bring up channel of 800 losers, tard pack, gear page is poisonous. Why don't you just play us some blues in E? Okay.
So yeah, playing some blues in E there for you.
So you can see here, Tom is presenting one face here, and boy, he's not even close to that, man. He's not even close to the character that he wants to portray here in this video of being just, I'm just talking about the guitar, guys. I'm just talking about the guitar, guys. No, you're not, Tom. No, you're not, Tom. Get down to earth. Please talk about the guitar. Please talk about the guitar. I want to destroy the myths of this guitar and just have everybody on a level ground so we can go from there. Okay. Once we destroy these myths, okay, and we get everybody on a level ground, let's just go from there, man. But as long as these myths are floating around and existing and common, we're never going to get to the bottom of what we actually have here. So here we go. Here's some more. 1746. All right.
Talking about that subject.
Oh, he says, oh, he's done talking about that subject.
Talking about that subject. And I'm
Oh, hold on a second. Hold on a second.
never be. I don't want to be. It's so I'm officially done talking about that subject.
See, now this is interesting because he wants to call it truce. He wants to call it truce. Why don't you just admit you don't know what you're talking about so we can call a truce? That you want to know why he's done? Because he's getting absolutely destroyed. He's every comment he makes, he's just getting ripped apart. Every comment he makes, he's just getting absolutely destroyed by the 800 losers on my channel. Or just they're running circles around this guy. I mean, Tom, you just get so of course he wants to be done. Of course he wants to be done with it. Of course he wants to call it truce. That's how you know you're gaining some ground, people, when the other guy goes, hey, let's call it truce. But then he switches it around like, I need to call it truce because I'm the one who's wrong. Once again, the American psycho. I mean, you got to be sick of people just burning you to absolute ashes repeatedly in the comments of your own videos. I mean, how much can one man take? Okay, Tom. I encourage everybody to go read my replies. Go read my replies to every one of his posts that I can reply to. Some of them I don't see, but go read my replies. This dude is getting annihilated. Period. He's becoming a laughing stock. So, of course, he wants to call it truce. How about this, Tom? How about you start talking about the guitar? How about you start talking about the Gibson Les Paul instead of, you know what? Why don't you play some blues in E?
So yeah, playing some blues in E there for you.
So when he says he's done here, right? Let's see here, 1746. Let's see here. Get over here. Here we go.
Realize that that's what's happening there. I was actually trying to defend the actual guitar.
Here he goes again. See, now how many times have I played this for you? I was trying to defend the actual guitar. Okay, Tom, here we go. Here we go. Tom, the 68, I'm sorry, the 58, the 59, the 68 Golden Era guitars are not the best guitars ever made. Now you try to attempt to defend the guitars, okay? Gus, honey, it's pretty easy for anyone to see that this whole experiment of yours has failed miserably and completely blown up in your face on your very own channel. Even you can clearly see that well over half the comments are pointing out the obvious. The asshole is you, my friend. And you are simply using my name to try to get views. There, I said it. See, this is the American psycho. How is that defending a guitar, Tom? Tom, how is okay? You're defending the guitar. You're claiming that you're defending the guitar. I guess I should put up the thing. I was actually trying to defend the actual guitar. Right there. You're hearing it. You're seeing it. And then how's he doing it? You're an asshole and you're using my name to get views. There, I said it. Tom, play us some blues in E.
So yeah, playing some blues in E there for you.
So anyway, this is where we're at. Tom has admitted that the tone pot myth is not true. Tom wants to call it truce, which no, Tom, absolutely not. I am going to destroy these myths, Tom. I am going to absolutely annihilate these myths and these lies and this bullshit that are built up around this 58, 59, because I'm sick of hearing them. I've heard them for 30 years, and I knew 30 years ago they were lies. Because, yes, Tom, I did play a burst. Yes, I did play a burst, Tom. And no, absolutely not. It's not the greatest guitar ever made. It's not the greatest sounding guitar ever made. It's not the greatest playing guitar ever made. It's not the best built guitar ever made. So we're going to get down to these myths, and he spews off some of these myths. And I'm going to come back to this video. Let me play you these myths here before I go, so you can see what he has to defend here. This basically is all the myths wrapped up.
200-year-old old growth under mahogany.
That's one of them. This old growth mahogany myth, which I've been looking into, by the way, in total bunk, total absolute non-starter. Not even so easy to just break this myth. What's next, Tom?
Brazilian rosewood.
Brazilian rosewood fingerboard. Brazilian rosewood fingerboard. Not hard to dispel the myth of the. I'm not saying it's not Brazilian rosewood. I'm saying it ain't that big a deal, and I'm going to prove that.
And perfectly shaped necks.
Perfectly shaped necks. Oh my God, Tom, are you really this dumb? Tom, are you really this misguided? This is the American Psycho. See, no, I'm trying to argue about the guitar. You play terribly. You don't have any gigs or sessions. Let's use your tone modeler, Gus. And once again, he's forwarding the myth of this perfect neck, and it doesn't exist. And if it does exist, by the way, hold on. If it does exist, right now, Gibson can make the perfect neck just like that. This one's easy to bust. This one is easy as hell to bust. What else you got, Tom?
Amazing finish with binding work. It's not about that.
Amazing finish and binding work. Let me just point you to this video, Tom, where they talk about the rope binding of the guitar, the 125-year-old process that they still do today, the same way they did it in the 50s and the 40s and the 30s and the 20s. So first of all, I don't even know what he's talking about when he says this. And beautiful finishes, Tom, I'm going to do some side-by-side comparisons of some modern day guitars, and you're going to see they absolutely blow those old hunks out of the water, dude. Those old faded, there's only a few of those guitars that even had a flame top. There's only a few of them. And hey, I like the guitars. I'm not saying they're bad guitars. I'm not saying they don't look decent. But to say that they're, a 58, a 59, and 60 just automatically has the most beautiful finish, most beautiful finished guitar, no, absolutely not. There are modern day guitars that absolutely blow those finishes out of the water. And we're talking Gibson. Lord forbid if you went over to Paul Reed Smith and started looking at the finishes he puts on guitars. I mean, those absolutely blow. I mean, 58, 59, 60 out of the water. He makes some finishes that are absolutely stunning. So does Gibson, by the way. So, I don't know what you're talking about here, Tom. And we're going to break down. If you want to call it truce, okay, this is what I'm suggesting. Okay, start talking about the guitar. Okay, really start doing it this time. Leave the channel of 800 losers, little tard pack, poisonous way, gear page, use your modeler, gigs. You don't have any gigs. You don't have any sessions. What difference does it make what kind of guitar you play when you play terribly? Leave that out, Tom. Okay, I'm helping you out here, buddy. Leave that out and just play your blues in E.
So yeah, playing some blues in E there for you.
All right, guys. I'll see you next time.